Hello techies, welcome to Techie Vedas. This is my first YouTube channel and here is the first video from my channel. Before starting today's session, I would like to tell you something. I am planning to create a series of videos on a particular technology or scripting language. So like that, I am planning for various technologies, various scripting languages as well. Along with that, in case of any PC issues, laptop issues, slowness or malware or virus issue or browser hijackers, so I can provide some solutions regarding that issues as well. If you like my content and my explanation and videos, please motivate me to do more and more videos by subscribing to my channel. Also click on the bell icon to be notified for further sessions. And let's get into a session now. Let's see what are the topics we are going to cover in this session. Today's session objective: what is an operating system? Why it has so much importance? OS architecture. What is Unix? What is Linux? I will clarify few questions about Unix and Linux. Differences between Unix and Linux. Unix Linux architecture. Explanation about Unix Linux architecture components. Also, at the end of every session, I will try to brief you about my next session. Then you will come to know that what I am going to cover in my next session. Before starting the exact session, I would like to tell you something. As I already told you, I am planning to create a series of videos on various programming technologies and scripting languages and PC issues related, everything. So, if you like my content, my explanation, my videos, please motivate me to do more and more and more videos which will be helpful for everyone. To do so, please subscribe to my channel. Also click on bell icon to get notified for my further sessions. Let's get into the exact session now. We will start with the concept. What is an operating system? An operating system, or in short term we will call it as OS. It is a software and it acts as an interface between the end user and computer hardware. We know that every computer must have OS to run all the required programs. For examples, every computer will have so many applications like browser, VLC media player, notepad, editpad, plus and few of the IDEs. All these applications need some environment in which it will run and perform its task. The OS provides you an environment to run your applications smoothly. In the background, the OS directly interacts with the computer hardware using binary language, that is zeros and ones, and get the required resources to run the user invoked application. Once all the required resources have been received by the operating system from the hardware, it will execute the user invoked task or application, and it will show that a particular outcome to the user using the monitor. Means it will show that outcome on the monitor. Let's see some examples of operating systems that we are aware of in the real time. Windows operating system, Android, iOS, Unix and Linux operating systems, etc. etc. So these are few of the familiar operating systems we are aware of. Let's see the flow of operating system. A request flow of an operating system from user to application. Nothing but here user invokes an application. From there the call will goes to operating system. Operating system interacts with the hardware to get the required resources to execute user applications. So the operating system, once it get required resources from the hardware, what it will do? The operating system executes user applications, nothing but user request. Once it is completed successfully, or in case of any errors in either of the cases, it will show outcome to the user through the monitor, means on the monitor. In this diagram we can see how operating system handles a different parts of a computer. Operating system interacts with the applications, interacts with the monitor, interacts with the printer, mouse, keyboard and hard drive. So we can say that it is a center point. Can say that heart of operating system is nothing but the heart or main engine which interacts with all the peripherals in the computer system, and it will execute the user invoked tasks. See what is Unix. Unix is a multitasking, multi-user operating system, and it is a licensed operating system. That means it is not for free. If you want to work on Unix, you have to pay some money to get the license for single user, two users, a group of users, like so. And it is not open source. It was developed in 1969. It is widely used on servers, workstations, etc. On the other hand, what is Linux? Linux is an open source multitasking, multi-user operating system. It is a freeware. That means you can download it for free from the official website or else any other third-party software freeware websites. It was initially developed in 1991. Linux operating system is widely used in desktops, mobiles, mainframes, etc. etc. And as I know that people do confuse a lot between the terms Unix and Linux, and they generally have questions like below. Means lot of confusion for people who are starting with Unix and Linux, freshers I can say that. The questions are: is Unix different from Linux? Are Linux and Unix the same? Use Linux like Unix? Are Unix and Linux use the same set of commands? What is the core API of Linux and Unix? Here I will clarify all your queries one by one. Yes, Linux and Unix are different, but they do have a relationship with each other, as Linux is derived from Unix, which means Linux is cloned from Unix. Linux developers use the core API of Unix, and they have added required enhancements to make Linux as an advanced version to Unix. Nothing but Linux is a Unix-like operating system. So it is very clear, Linux and Unix belongs to one family. Okay, Unix is a legacy one, Linux is a advanced version. Okay, you got it right. The main part of the Unix architecture is kernel. I will explain you about kernel in few minutes in the session itself. The Linux kernel code was written from scratch in a customized way, and it is not copied from the Unix. Unix itself is a complete operating system, but on the other hand, Linux is not a complete operating system. It is just a kernel. Kernel means it is very important. Can say that it's a crucial part of the operating system. It interacts with the hardware, also it interacts with the shell environment. So it is the main part to execute shell scripts and commands. So here Linux can be named as or can be defined as Linux operating system kernel. The Linux distributions use the Linux kernel and implement their own software or product as per their requirement. Now we will see the main differences between Unix and Linux. Unix has developed in the year of 1969. Linux has developed in the year of 1991. As per the developed timelines of Unix and Linux, we can say that Unix is a legacy operating system, whereas Linux is advanced version of Unix. Unix itself is an operating system, and everyone will call it as mother of all operating systems. On the other hand, Linux is a kernel and it acts as an operating system to all the Linux distributions or distros. Unix comes from single vendor, for example Solaris, whereas Linux comes from the various developers or vendors across the world. Unix doesn't have a larger community or forums to provide solutions to your issues quickly. For suppose if you post any issue, means that you have experienced any issue while working in Unix in any forum or community, you may get solution for that issue in a delay because lack of larger communities and forums. Whereas Linux has very larger community or forums across the world, so that you can get the solution to your problem. If you post your problem in the any one of the Linux community or forums, you will get a solution as soon as possible. Unix has not derived from any other operating systems, whereas Linux has derived from Unix. Unix is licensed software, but very few of its distros are freeware. Linux is a freeware. Unix growth graph is gradually reducing. In the past few years, Linux is growing faster than any other operating system due to its user-friendly environment. And Unix is developed in C and assembly level language. Linux is developed in C and other programming languages. Unix is available in English language only. Linux is available in various languages. Default shell environment is SH, Bourne shell, for Unix. Default shell environment is Bash, Bourne again shell, for Linux. However, I will explain you what is a shell and how many kinds of shells are there in Unix and Linux. Unix distros are IBM AIX, Solaris, HP UX, Darwin, Mac OS X, etc. etc. Linux distros are Debian, Ubuntu, Fedora, Red Hat, Android, etc. Now we will see the structure of Unix or Linux operating system. Unix system follows a layered approach. It has mainly 5 layers: hardware, kernel, shell, utilities and other application programs, and user. Now we will discuss about each layer. User. User layer is nothing but the person who is executing Unix commands or shell scripts in the shell environment. Utilities and other application programs. The Unix commands that we use generally at shell environment are referred as utilities and application programs. For example, awk command, sed, find, netstat, grep, ls, cat, cut, etc. etc. Sorry. What is a shell? The shell is the utility program that comes with the Unix and Linux operating system. It provides an interface or environment where a user can write Unix commands or shell scripts. Once you write any command at the shell prompt and press enter key, the shell interprets the command what you have given and starts searching in the file system and find out the user executed command related pre-written and stored application program. What is pre-written and stored application program? See, for example, I am executing ls command at shell prompt. Means just we are giving ls, it will list out the files. For listing out the files we are giving as ls means some program is already pre-written. For example, if user given as ls, it has to execute some pre-written shell script to list out the some files and subdirectories in the directory. Alright, somewhere program is written and stored somewhere in the file system. So we are using just a simple commands like ls, awk, grep, like so. But beyond that, some shell scripts are there for each and every command in the file system. So once the shell finds the related shell script or program in the file system, it passes the user query along with the related script or program to the kernel for further process. The shell gathers all of your data or input or commands or whatever you write there. It invokes the programs to process and execute them respectively. The shell uses standard syntax for all commands. There are different flavors of shells, just as there are different flavors of operating systems. Each flavor of shell has its own set of recognized commands and functions. C shell, Bourne shell, born again shell, and Korn shell are most famous shells which are available with most of the Unix and Linux variants or distros. Out of these, born again shell, bash, is widely used across the industry. What is a kernel? The kernel of Unix or Linux operating system is a heart, and it is core interface between computer hardware and its processors. In general, what we say is kernel sits between shell and hardware. As we already discussed in the shell, right? It gets some data from the shell and interacts with the hardware to get the required resources to execute those shell scripts or shell commands. Okay. Kernel allocates time and memory to programs and handles the file store and communications in response to the system calls. Suppose user type rm space file name. Rm is nothing but remove space file name at shell prompt. The shell searches in the file store for the shell script or program rm. Once it finds the program, then shell requests the kernel through system calls to execute a specific program that is related to rm command on a given file. I hope you got the shell and kernel. What is a shell and kernel? Next layer is hardware. The hardware is nothing but the computer hardware. The kernel, it controls the hardware of the computer by utilizing the system resources as per the user commands and shell scripts. And what is the final conclusion on a shell, kernel and hardware relationship is a shell acts as an interface, nothing but bridge between the user level applications or commands or shell scripts and kernel. Kernel is an environment where your commands or shell scripts will execute with the help of hardware resources. So by listening all these things, every layer is important, right? To execute a simple command, we need every layer. Okay, with the help of the interaction of every layer, we are seeing the shell command output or script output on the screen. Here I will explain you in a what is that layers concept in a what is a spiral way, spiral flow. User using the utilities. Here utilities are nothing but shell commands. So user using the utilities are executing the utilities at shell prompt. Shell, what it will do, it will interact with the kernel by passing the user executed command as well as the respective file in the file system. Then the kernel interacts with the hardware to get the required resources to execute the shell passed command. Okay. In the bidirectional, once a kernel has completed its task or activity, it will send the outcome to the shell. Shell pass the same outcome to the end user and it will show it on the monitor. Okay, I will explain you once again. Just clearly listen. It is very important and very easy. User writes some command or utilities at a shell prompt. Shell, what it will do? It will search for the given command pre-written script in the file system. Once it find the respective script file, it passes the user given command and that file to the kernel for the further processor or for the execution. Kernel interacts with the hardware to get the required resources to execute the passed command by the shell. Once a kernel executes the command, whether it is successful or failure, the outcome will be passed to shell. The same is propagated to the user and it is shown to the user on the monitor or the terminal. I hope you you understand all these concepts and enjoy my video. We are done with the first session successfully. Okay, if you have any questions related to this topic, please update in the comment and also give the feedback. I need the genuine feedback, whether it is good, bad, or average, or any improvements. Then I will go through each and every comment and I will reply there. Okay, moreover, don't miss out the video. Nothing but don't miss out means just see the video till the last second also, because in every session I'm going to explain you interview questions pertaining to the specific topic that we have covered in that session. So we are getting the theoretical knowledge, practical knowledge, as well as interview perspective knowledge also. Okay, don't miss it. And in the next session I'm going to explain you about in how many ways we can execute the Unix commands or shell scripts from the Windows operating system, because you may don't have Unix operating system in your laptop or desktop. See, I have Windows operating system. I cannot execute other operating system commands in Windows operating system. Is it possible? Do you know that? Yeah, it's possible. We will see what are all the possible ways to execute Unix commands, shell scripts in Windows operating system in my next session. Till then, enjoy, have a nice day, bye bye.